This is for the Maroons in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. This is for all my Native American Moors of Turtle Island just minding their business in Canada until all this colonization bullshit. Ronnie! My bad, Auntie.
Chill, this is phenomenal.
The baddest independent creative summit is back. Atlanta, Georgia, get ready. February 1st and 2nd, the cookout is coming your way. You do not want to miss an opportunity to create with some of the greatest minds in the game. Link is in the description. Let's go. Validate. We care about the truth being validated. That's what we're here for.
Word. So yeah, man, go ahead and make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on this one as we go into our next, segment. Make sure you share the video as well. We definitely appreciate that. That's the least you could do if you enjoy the content and the time that we put in. Charlamagne Tha God, man, is back in the news once again, pretty much saying he regrets his endorsement of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris after giving those two in the Democratic Party his support last election. I wonder what D.L. Hughley's going to say. But anyway, let's play the audio. Let's see.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden. I will. It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing.
And I think that clip right there is from 2020. So let me just.
Trump, it has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to talk to you about mostly black stuff.
I get overwhelming support from the black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead.
And black people saved your political life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple black women being considered. We've seen it more clearly now. In a black majority county, they're 6 times more likely to die in the pandemic than a white county. They're disproportionately uninsured in the African American community. Disproportionately make up the essential jobs that they can't do at home.
All right, forget this nigga, right? Anyway, that was just giving context to the situation that happened back in 2020.
Right.
And I think Charlamagne was genuine
Me too.
at that time. But he was doing a interview, right? And he said, I've learned my lesson from doing that as opposed, supporting Biden and Harris. Once they got in the White House, they kind of disappeared. When I get people like that, my word, man, I think we should be supporting Kamala Harris as Vice President because she's going to hold it down. When we say those things and people don't see her holding it down, it causes issues. So that's what Charlamagne goes out there and he's pretty much saying, like, look, they said he was going to do this. They disappeared. What's your thoughts?
I also heard him talk about and acknowledge the fact that a lot of people, I don't know if we're included in this, but I know we've questioned a lot of black entertainers, their intent.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to this,
he
talked about how he's just a pawn for the Democratic Party anyway, and he's paid off anyway. He brought that up. So
Charlamagne brought that up.
He did.
Okay.
He's heard those rumors. He's heard that a lot of black content creators, people in the community, think a lot of people in the industry, they cap for the Democratic Party in order to get votes for the Democratic Party, keeping us further down. I applaud Charlamagne Tha God because, like you said, I do believe he's genuine in this, right?
Word.
And I do believe that when he gets on the airways, is much nonsense that sometimes is spewed, and there's a lot of questions that we kind of offer him. I think it comes from a genuine place because he genuinely wants to do the work. My question would be, and not question, but what I'll be looking forward to is during the next upcoming elections, which are coming. They're not this year, but I think they're coming next year.
Yeah.
What will the Breakfast Club stance be? What will the endorsements look like? What will the questions look like? And will we get an opportunity to get both sides, all 3 sides, whatever sides of the equation involved in this political election? Will we get all sides to be able to get the same questions asked and get a reaction from all of them so we can gauge? You typically see a lot of Democratic candidates be brought on these platforms almost as a promotional tool, but we don't get the other side to hear, and particularly in black people, because we don't listen to shit outside of these type of things, right? We're not going to go and listen to the primary and really listen to what that Republican candidate has to say or go read their policy or anything like that. We're going to go off of what popularity tells us. So when you got a platform like the Breakfast Club bringing on Democrat after Democrat after Democrat, it just kind of feeds the narrative that we got to vote Democrat. So in Charlamagne saying that, I really hope, because I believe him, and I think he's right. Where have they been? But this is also a story that we've heard our entire lives. They cat for the vote. They cat for the vote. They'll say this. You heard Joe Biden list off a number of issues that we have in the black community. They're very aware of it. Then they go and do nothing about it. What will some of these celebrities and some of these platforms do in rebuttal and counter to the nonsense we've seen? Will it change at all? In particular with Charlamagne, we shall see. But right now, I applaud this.
Yeah, and look, I applaud it too. But here's what I'll say. You know, I think one of the most effective things that were ever done was Ice Cube did when he brought the contract for Black America.
Word.
Right? Charlamagne speaking up, salute you. But I think Ice Cube seen it from a different perspective and saw it a little bit more deeper, a little more analytical, of just not just getting behind a particular candidate. Because at the end of the day, I think we've seen throughout the years that it's a dog and pony show. No matter what, like, because Charlamagne said he's not Democrat or Republican, right? Whatever. And I can salute that. But it's theatrics and games, in my opinion. You know, unless you got a specific plan for a specific group of people, it's like, fuck you at the end of the day. Because, you know, as much as we can point to little things here and happening here and HBCUs and that, okay, that's fine, but we need a specific plan for Black America. And that's what Ice Cube was trying to do. Anything else to me is just beating around the bush. It's bullshit at the end of the day. Because they're going to come in, they're going to talk, walk the walk, and like they're going to disappear. They've been doing the same play over and over. We'll get with the hip hop people, throw a little hip hop award, give you a couple awards, drink some great punch and shit, some chicken, hog, mog, greens, and all that shit, and dance and entertain you folks. When we get in the office, fuck you.
Ain't doing nothing.
And that's why I think it was important. I mean, it's important for us too to really, you know, come up. If we're going to get behind somebody, they better damn do what's on our agenda, right? Or at least some of the things on our agenda. But we got to come together and form that Voltron, though. We can't be all separated here, separated there. In my opinion, too much of us are consumed in the Democratic Party and even the Republican Party. We're kind of just like voting zombies. Like, oh, and then we get caught up in a personality. Don't let somebody come out, have a little bit of hip, you know, he might be from somewhere and have a little bit of pizzazz with him. He might talk. He might stand next to Jay-Z or something. And it's like, oh, shit, he got the black community. That's fucking pitiful. Sorry to keep dropping the F-bomb. That's pitiful. All somebody got to do is dance, play a saxophone, or give you a hip-hop award and you behind them. That's it? And that's why I think we are with this. As much as Charlamagne is genuine with it, I think he needs to really understand what the scope is, what's really going on in presidential politics, at least. It might be different locally.
I was listening to old Dave Chappelle, and it's probably like 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and he was talking about how he doesn't, and it jokingly, but this kind of encapsulates what we do in the black community. He ain't listening to policies. He ain't doing shit. He was looking at the personalities.
Right.
And when Bill Clinton came up and he kissed this little black baby and he did it without hesitation, oh, come here, little nigger baby, and he kissed him, it just was like, oh, yeah, he really likes us. He mess with us.
Yep.
And then George Bush was like, I don't mess with his personality. And too often, and they know this. This is why they cater and pander to us. This is why they go on these platforms. This is why they get the Cardi B's, no disrespect to Cardi B, or the hip-hop, the D.L. Hugleys, or whoever else in the world that look like us and talk like us and walk like us to cap for them so that they could get that popularity that they know black people yearn for, to go to the booths on that Tuesday, second Tuesday of November, first Tuesday, whatever, and go vote. You don't see them pandering for white voters. You don't see them pandering for Middle Eastern, Asian, anybody else. They go directly to our community, and we get the least out of it because they know out of every community, we are the least likely to pay attention to what they're putting in writing and more likely of what they're putting behind a microphone.
Ooh,
and then we have to stop that shit.
Ooh.
We got to stop it.
And that's deep.
It's real. Man.
And all it takes is you going to go read. Going to a website or going to, whatever website represents them and their Politico.gov or whatever, and reading what their plans are. See, other people, they hold them accountable and they put their money behind it to ensure. So let's just say the pink people
Yeah.
or the green people, or whatever.
Right.
They take this, they got this money. They say, okay, this is what we want done on our agenda. If they dare go in there and not do what's on that agenda, then the funding leaves. Period. We not supporting you no more with our money. Not just start talking in our fucking vote. Our money's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what we really kind of got to, really get to. I'm not sure, and I know people have died to vote and all that, but I'm not sure, like, the political process. I think we just need a re-education on that, how everything works. Like you said, you put it the best. Really look at what they're trying to do, if they're going to do, and if they don't, it should be severe consequences and repercussions for not doing what they're saying they're going to do, as far as pulling our support back in our vote. Because our vote is very powerful.
Yeah.
The black
What?
vote is super, super
What?
powerful. As much as people want to act like it's not, it really is. So we got to learn how to, I think, galvanize that power and put it in the right place.
Yeah.
That's all.
As many of us that don't vote and we come out and verbally tell you we don't vote,
Yeah.
the majority of why these candidates win these elections is based on what we do or we don't do.
Yep.
So we got a voice in this. And if we just sat back and say, you know what? F you, we ain't doing it. We're going to sit back and just wait. Yeah,
Yep.
it may not hurt the Republican Party because the Republican Party don't pander to black people because they know black people ain't going to vote for them.
Yeah.
But what if we affected it enough to where we can get some, okay, all right, our vote's open. Who wants it? Let us know who we going, you know what I mean? But we don't even have.